Mornings in technology. Nasdaq-listed Cognizant joined rivals TCS and HCL Tech in reporting a pretty strong quarter. It also retained its full-year guidance at 17%. Remember, this is way above what the NASSCOM has forecast. What's really giving the company all this confidence? Let's get a word in from the management. Joining in this evening is Chandrasekaran, who's Group Chief Executive Technology and Operations at the company. Many thanks for speaking with us, sir. Another good quarter where numbers were in line with expectations. You've also managed to retain your annual guidance at 17%. Tell us what's really driving this optimism and what were the growth drivers in the quarter that's gone by?
Actually, just a correction. And actually, we beat the guidance that we had given earlier for our Q1. So we are very pleased with the overall results, the way our quarter one performance turned out. The growth has been, it's a very broad-based growth across all geographies, across all service lines, and across all business segments, particularly banking and retail manufacturing, they grew exceptionally well, and compensating for some, weakness in healthcare and other areas. So overall, very pleased with the growth that, we have reported. It's our first quarter for the 2 billion revenue, so we are quite pleased. And, as we look at the rest of the year too, the budgets have been frozen as expected. So we do expect discretionary spending to start from Q2 onwards. That's the reason why we have given a good guidance of almost 5.4% for Q2 and also reaffirming the full year guidance of at least 17%. So overall, very pleased with the Q1 results and we're quite optimistic about the rest of the quarters too for the current year.
Mr. Chandrasekaran, specifically talking about the pickup that you've seen in financial services and manufacturing, what larger message does it send about revival in demand in US, and is the sign of a pickup really kicked in?
It is actually a mixture of both. The economic environment continues to be, I would say, cautiously optimistic. But we are very happy because of the investments that we have made in our own capabilities. So we see demands coming from two different streams of demand from our clients. One is to really help them run their business better. So this is traditionally the application outsourcing business, where we really look for more and more cost takeout and reduce the total cost of IT ownership, really help them to be a lot more agile in terms of servicing their customers. And then the second aspect is really helping them transform their own business leveraging technology. So the customers are really looking to Cognizant's help in terms of transforming their business and really, trying out newer business models, newer technologies to really make them more and more efficient and really competitively differentiate themselves in their own marketplace. So that is, the services that we offer to help them run different, that's also getting a lot more traction in the marketplace. That's why we see the demand for our services to be very healthy, not only in Q1, for the rest of the year too.
Right. You mentioned weakness in the healthcare vertical. What is the reason for this?
It is just that, it's a sectoral, sort of a characteristic. If you really look at the life sciences, they continue to reel under the patent cliff. And so the budgets are cut, but they still have challenges. So they still resort to services of Cognizant to really manage some of the crises that they are going through in their sector. So life sciences, we expect the demand to be a little soft, but it still recorded a good growth, not as big as banking and financial services, but we do expect healthcare to continue to grow, but not as fast as the other sectors. But on the other hand, the payer sector, there we see some good prospects, especially with the Obamacare Act to be coming, being fast-tracked, as well as, healthcare exchange coming up. So there are a lot of other regulatory compliance things that will really drive demand on the payer segment. So on balance, healthcare, will continue to be weak, but we expect it to grow even in 2013.
Of late, there's been a lot of concern on the US immigration bill. What impact do you think it's likely to have, and are there any sort of steps that you are taking?
Yeah, actually, we are also watching this space very closely. This is something that is not going to affect just Cognizant as well as other companies in this industry, but more importantly, it is going to have a significant impact on our customers too. So we have been actually working with Washington, people in Washington, as well as we are also working through our customers and really see what we can do. The expectation is that it's a very, very early stage of this bill being put through a very long drawn process, and the expectation is the way finally this bill will come out will be very different than what it is in its current form. And in its current form, if it becomes a law, it is going to be very detrimental for the U.S. economy. And I'm sure our customers also will weigh in and have proper modifications done to this bill as this goes through a legislation process in the U.S. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But we are all working as company, as industry association. We are also working with customers to really do the right thing for the economy.
All right, Mr. Chandrasekaran, really appreciate your time and thank you for your insights. Up ahead, it's game over for BJP.